Hi everybody, I'm Terri Baker, Tackygoods on eBay, and today I would like to share with you a very simple way to hand sew a dress for a little tiny dolly. I have this doll here, which is a plastic doll. It's about 6.5 inches long, and I always use a doll that is not precious to me to work as a basic doll model. I do have another doll here. You probably can't see her, but she's more fragile. So when I'm working on a Hitty or I'm working on a doll that is a true antique, I try and find a loaner doll that I can use to match up the doll. That way the wear and tear on my precious doll doesn't happen during the modeling. When you're doing a hand sewing on a doll, or any sewing, you need to keep trying it on the doll so that it fits perfectly, because even though a doll may be manufactured in the tens of thousands, sometimes there are some slight differences depending on what day they were made or for whatever reason, I don't know. So my wonder dogs are in the background, and I certainly hope that they don't start barking, but if they do, I will stop. This is the piece right here that we're going to use as the bodice, and I'm going to show you how that works. So that you get an idea. It's kind of a self-contained bodice, and it's already got the little sleeves built in. So you can see there that that's what that's going to look like. And then we're going to gather the skirt, and you can make it any length that you want. This one is going to be a long gown for her. And we're going to put it on the bodice when we're done with the bodice. We're going to do this all with hand sewing. I have a couple of little tips for you before you get started. The first thing is, if you've never sewn before, I don't want you to think you can't do it, because you absolutely can sew by hand. All you need is the fabric, a number 10 needle, which is a very sharp needle, a very thin little needle, and matching thread, a little bit of time, and a pair of scissors and some pins. As we continue through this tutorial, I will show you step by step how to do it. If you have bought one of the kits that I do sell through eBay, what I would like you to do is I'd like you to take this piece right here, which is actually two pieces put together, and I'd like you to put it on your printer and photocopy it. Now you have a perfect pattern for a bodice for your little tiny 6-inch dolls before you get started, so you don't have to buy any more kits. All you have to do is go get a little bit of fabric at the store, cut it out yourself. All this is a rectangle. I think it's probably about 12 inches, maybe 16 inches by 4 inches. So you don't even need very much. You can even do this with a handkerchief. So if you don't think that you can do it, or you've never sewn before, I want to make sure that you know that you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I've been sewing for about 45 years, and I'm happy to share my tips and tricks. But even I learn new things every day, and I will be glad to share them with you. I want to also tell you that hand sewing is a process, not an end result. You want to make sure that you're really enjoying the sewing. It's a very zen thing to do. Much of the time I'm here in my studio with my puppies and my granddaughter, and she's on the computer playing a video game, and I'm sitting on my chase lounge right here doing some hand sewing, and it's some of the happiest times because my hands are occupied but my brain is not. Whereas if I'm sitting at one of my machines, which I often do as well, I don't get to spend any time talking or being or doing anything or relaxing, because I've got my hands full of machine operated stuff, and I'm in a hurry to get somewhere. So if you really need something that'll calm you down, you can pick it up and put it down. If you have a 5 or 10 minute period of time you want to rest your feet, put your legs up, please do that. I think that you probably will really enjoy it. And please let me know about your successes and your failures. I want to know all about it. Pasadena Terri B at yahoo.com. That is my email, and I would very much like to hear from you, and let me know how you enjoyed this. So we're going to go ahead and get started. A couple of safety tips before you start to use your tools, which is your needle. I want you to remember that a number 10 needle is very sharp, and the reason that we're doing a very sharp, very thin needle is so that we can get these teeny weeny little tiny stitches in our fabric. If you remember that the back of the needle, where they have the eye and the thread, the top of that is almost as sharp as a regular pin, then you want to make sure that you don't push down on your finger to put it into the fabric. Believe me, I know. And eventually you'll start to